Hotel stuff of Reddit. Have you ever had sex with a client? How did it end up happening? Please like, subscribe and comment so I can create more videos for you. Not my proudest moment, but once went out with a guest and after a night out we were both wasted and she dragged me inside the hotel instead of going to my place. I was wasted and we ended up inside the toilet and the night shift had to kick us out. Have no idea how I kept the job. Didn't make a scene or disturb other guests? Yes. I used to work night audit, 11p7er. About 2 AM, this sporty blonde walks in. She's about 10 years older than me, so I try to lay down some moxie. Her response is cordial, but dismissive like, "Oh, that's cute, that nice young man tried." 15 minutes later, a cute redhead walks in. I failed with the blonde, shoot for the redhead. She's much more responsive. Turns out, they work together. 3 kids later, our 20th anniversary is next month and the blonde is still a very close friend. I work as a waiter in a restaurant that belongs to the hotel. One night a table of 4 American girls, I'm Irish, around the same age as me showed up, were really nice and kinda flirty. I thought nothing of it really, as flirting is a part of my job to a certain extent. They asked me good places to go out in the city I live, so I gave them an extensive list and we chatted for like 15 minutes about the town and what goes on. They left soon after and I thought they were gone for good, but my best friend works breakfast shift and met them for breakfast the next morning. They mentioned me from the restaurant and how they are going out tonight in the city. My friend has bigger balls than me and asked them to go drinking with us to show them the Irish way of drinking. We had a great night. I ended up having sex with one, and my friend got one too. Went on a road trip the next day around the area, saw some castles and shit, and she stayed at my house the second night before she went back stateside. Was a memorable couple of days for sure. Yes, I did. It started a year-long relationship. I worked the front desk of a not-so-classy hotel 3:11 p.m. A lot of guests at the hotel lived there, and we were generally not busy aside from those living there. So working the evening shift, after 5 p.m. I was the only person on staff. Guys would come by the front desk to talk and flirt. The guys that lived there were generally very kind and would bring me dinner and keep me company without anything more. I'd hang out in the lobby with them while they played cards and bullshit with them. One of the guys started spending more and more time at the desk with me. We hooked up one night and you can guess the rest. 1 year into seeing each other, I found out he had an entire secret family, but that's another story. Man, it sounds like there's at least 3 stories hidden in this comment. Can we have one of them, PLS? Plenty of wasted women have drunk flirted with me, but the only time I was actually propositioned was around 5 AM during a weekend night shift. This blonde girl who looked kind of like Alicia Cuthbert walked right up to the desk with a big smile on her face and asked me to come upstairs and double team her with her boyfriend. She was out of my league and then some, which made me suspicious, but I'm sure as shit not gonna get myself fired for a MMF 3-way. Edit, MFM, whatever. Sorry for not getting my Craigslist lingo right. I currently work at a resort. Got a BJ from my favorite housekeeper in a vacant room about 3 weeks ago. Now we are having casual sex at my apartment. That's very rude of you. Pay attention to your sex and stop writing on this sub while having sex. Drop your phone right now. I met the girl who works at the DoubleTree front desk. She gave me her number. It's 0, Mitch Hedberg. I bought a donut, and they gave me a receipt for the donut. I don't need a receipt for a donut. I'll just give you the money, you give me the donut. End of transaction. We don't need to bring ink and paper into this. Yes, I did. 3 times in 6 years. 1. I would work 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. for a few years. That's the shift to have if you're going to want 4 encounters. The first time, there were 2 women in their late 20s or early 30s who were traveling with a group in the Department of Defense. They were my smoke break buddies. I don't smoke, But they offered and they were pretty, so that night I smoked. We chit-chatted and casually flirted throughout the night, and they invited me back to their room since they were gonna pop open a bottle of wine. The flirting got much more intense. 2. One night there were 3 college-age girls who were coming to town for a funeral for a friend who was pushed in front of a train. It was a local tragedy that made some national press. Turns out, I was friends with the victim's cousin, so the 3 of them invited me to have a few beers in her memory. The one girl and I were vibing really well, and her 2 friends noticed and gave us some space. One went for a walk and the other decided to take a long shower with her Bluetooth speaker playing loud enough to cover up outside noise. 3. There was a wedding after party. The bridegroom and their friends were cool, but I remember both of their families were kinda trashy, but in a fun way. Like mother of the bride doing the longest keg stand of my life in the lobby with Natty Light or something kinda trashy. But like I said, the couple and their friends were cool. The bride wasn't drinking. She was pregnant and didn't want baby Jameson, or some name BTW, to have any namesake. The entire after party there are some people trying to give me drinks, in particular were 2 bridesmaids. The one, Heather, was especially flirty, and when I clocked out she invited me to join them going to the bar across the parking lot. I get there, do a few shots to catch up, and in an hour or so we head back to Heather's room, going in the side door so my co-workers don't see. Edit, I'm going to add details. Just wanted to put the comment down before OP forgot. Answer us, damn it. Edit, I just saw your edit. I apologize for my outburst. I'm from Florida. Not a guest but a friend was wanting it and she came over during overnight shift. One guest was quite a bit too flirty with me in front of her husband, and the husband just kinda smiled and went along with it. Opportunities certainly show up every now and then. The people on Grindr are willing. Find people close by, ask if they are in the hotel, compare availability and go for it. I sometimes wish I were attracted to men. Everything seems so much simpler. Worked in a hotel for years. Mostly second and third shifts. Have done it a few times. No repercussions. Everything worked out fine. Yep. At the time was banquet captain, responsible for setting up meeting rooms and helping folks make their events successful. This meeting planner, probably 45, smoking hot, tight and classy, but just revealing enough business attire. I'm 26-27 at the time. Holy shit, 30 years ago. She all, can you come back to my room? I need help with my bags. Of course, mom. I'm following her down the hall, past the front desk where watching me is the front desk manager. Her and I had been carrying on about a year. Sometimes I look back and think what an arsehole was I, but I'm enjoying following this lady. Her jacket, pretty tightly cinched, doesn't cover her ass, accentuating the curve out to her skirt. Just long enough to be classy, just short enough for a hint of sluttishness. We get to her room and she says she has something for the meeting in her bag on the bed, so I open it and it's all lingerie and toys. She wants to know what she should wear later, so I pick out a couple pieces. She takes them to the bathroom as moments later is before me dressed in them. Damn. That was a 3-day conference. I was working late quite a bit that weekend. The front desk girl caught on and I was in trouble with her. My wife did not, though my behavior did catch up to an eventual divorce. I'm glad all that behind me, as much fun as it was. My second wife and I celebrate 16 years this